It's official. The Arizona Coyotes are moving their way out to Utah. They're going to be playing in Salt Lake City at the Delta Center. We're going to move them out in NHL 24 and see how we do. We're going to bring them to their glory days. Clayton Keller obviously leading the team here. They're going to be playing in the Central Division still. They're an 83 overall, so not the worst team, but not the best team. Looking at the ratings here, Calgary 82, Anaheim 81, so not the worst team. But obviously a lot of room to grow to build a dynasty here in Utah. I turn honor mode off, fantasy draft off, turn the head coach edit lines off, fog of war off, player morale on, CPU trades on, auto sign free agents and staff off, and a few other things I turn off in here. I turn off the injuries. I turn on period length to 5 minutes just in case we go in and watch. Turn the trade difficulty to hard. When I go in here, that's about it on this one. Advanced settings, I turn it to medium sim engine scoring, low draft class quality, low generated prospect quality, keep the draft class not high and overpowered. Sim engine shot frequency, turn that to high. In the gameplay sliders, I throw the attributes to 9 and the gameplay speed up to 6 just in case we're watching again. And that's about it. So with that all being said, let's jump right into it. Taking a quick look at the team here. Clayton Keller obviously is the main player on the team. He's going to be here for the long haul. Logan Cooley, long-term first-line center. Nick Schmaltz, he's a little bit older. We'll see where he is towards the end of the year. He has 3 years left on his deal, so he'll probably be here for a little bit. Gunther, he's our incoming guy here as well. Hayden, this team is young, so they have a lot of up-and-coming guys. I would say that plan on being bad this year. It's Arizona/Utah, so they're going to be bad for another year, and then we'll start trying to rebuild from there. We'll let some of our younger guys grow. On defense, Valimaki, Moser, and Dermott are on that left side, and then we have Brown, Dursey, and Soderstrom. And then in goal, we have Ingram and Vegemalka. I feel like I'm butchering that. Let's take a look at the AHL team. Villata. I feel like I'm just gonna brutally ruin names today. Coronar. Joseph Coronar. And a quick look at the forward group. We have John Leonard, Yankin, Kirkland, Cafferty, Josh Doan. I'm going to throw him up in that first line just to get the extra boost. I believe that's the only real prospect we have here in the AHL. Yeah, it's really the only guy we're trying to bring up so far. So obviously depth is one of our biggest problems, but then goaltending. I would say we're really going to have to draft a goaltender or try to grab a nice young goaltender that'll be our elite goaltender for the future. Besides that, defense. Defense really needs some help. We're probably going to have to draft a guy here in the first round sometime in the next year or two. Hopefully he'll grow into being our #1 defenseman. Besides that, Logan Cooley is going to be our first line center. Hayden's going to be our second. So our top 6 is really going to grow into something here. I believe Clayton Keller and Gunther are going to be big here. Michelli, if he keeps growing, he's going to be something big here. Lawson Krause, he's 26. So we'll see where he is towards the 2 years from now deadline of us trying to be good. Yeah. So, we have a lot of guys that are trying to, grow, and then we obviously have a lot of draft picks. So let's get through this first year and let's see how we're doing. So I forgot to record it, but bringing in 2 guys here, Alexander Radulov and Alex Galchenyuk, 2, I would say, high level players in the NHL. Wanted to bring them in here to be a good influence there on Josh Doan in the AHL. Need some extra guys there to play on the first line with him. So hopefully bringing them in is going to bring a little extra depth to that AHL team. Hopefully, keep improving him and everyone else on the team there. I think they're 2 low-level pickups, but we'll see what they say. And it looks like Alex Galchenyuk has decided to go with another team. Oh, well, man. You know what? I don't want that kind of guy back here in Arizona anyways, or Utah. I don't want him coming back to Utah. So go play for them anyways. And then Radulov, our man, ends up signing with us here. I think that's going to be awesome. I think it's going to be really good for Josh Doan to play with a guy like Radulov. The dude was a star in the NHL for a long time, so I think that's going to be huge for him. All right, so we're just going to sim through the first month here, and we're going to see how we do. Wow. So after month 1, we are 0-8 as the Utah Pioneers. That is a tough start in Utah. Clayton Keller's got 8 points in 8 games. Logan Cooley has 7 points. Michelli is a -10. Gunther's a -11. Oh my good. We just can't stop a puck. What's our goaltending looking like? A .845 for a 5.83 goals against average. It's a good thing I didn't know your name, because I don't think you're going to be around very long, Carl. Whatever your name is. Connor Ingram, it's not bad. A 914 and a 345. That's atrocious. I know we were planning on being bad, but this team, I thought we were going to be better than being 0-8 in the first month. So let's sim another month and let's see how we do. We finally win our first game of the season, but I forgot to turn off the player morale. Then we win another one, then we lose one, so we're going to continue simming here. So after another month, we're 4-15-3. So again, not great, but we're really not trying to be great here. I'm hoping to get the first overall pick, but it looks like we're fighting here with the Shark for 10 points and 11 points. Take a look here at the point leaders. Looks like Clayton Keller starting to slow down a little bit. 16 points in 22 games. Cooley, 15 points in 22 games, but -14, -18. Oh my goodness, man. Our goaltending is just not getting any better. Ingram not playing bad, but man, that's terrible. An 8.69 and a 5.10. That is just awful goaltending. So after the rough start there, I ended up making some changes to the lineup. This is what we're looking like now. We got Michelli with Cooley and Keller up there on the first line. Schmaltz had pushed him down there with Hayden and Gunther, hoping that will cause a little bit more offense. Krause there with McBain and Kerfoot. Bukestad with Carcone and Boyd. With those changes, let's go in here and let's go ahead and sim another month. Might have to look at this trade later. I know we're probably going to hold on to some guys to the trade deadline, but definitely interested in that kind of trade. After December, it's about the same. Clayton Keller, 23 points, 35 games. It's really not getting much better. Logan Cooley, he's still an 81 overall. Shelley, still there in 84. Guys really aren't growing here. Barrett Hayden, maybe up an overall. It's tough. Our goaltending is definitely not really helping us out. I know he's like getting a little bit better. Just not enough, though. This team is definitely underwhelming. There's going to be a lot of changes coming to this team. The trade deadline is going to be a massive sell-off for this team. So with us just trading off here, probably at the deadline, we're just going to sim right to the trade deadline. I'm not really sure why this team is doing as poorly as they really are. We have 27 points. San Jose has 45, the next closest team. So I guess we're guaranteed somewhat near the first overall pick, at least the first or second. So we're picking well. I definitely think we should trade up in the draft and try to grab another guy. It's got to be a defenseman. Hopefully we get Macklin Celebrini. He'll be our first line center of the future. Hopefully we can get a defenseman. That's going to be the big thing for this team going forward, I believe, is getting a defenseman. Look at the points here as well at the trade deadline. Clayton Keller obviously leading the team there, 39 points in 63 games. That is not great with -35. It's actually down a hole overall. Definitely not great. Michelli keeping his overall 35 points in 63 games. Gunther 29 points in 63 games. Immediately he's still on 80. Hopefully he could grow here. Logan Cooley as well. He's our future. Hopefully him and Macklin Celebrini now will have 1 and 2, and that will be the good pairing there for him. We're gonna hope there's gonna be some growth here. Let's see what we can do here at the deadline. So we do need a goaltender. Spencer Knight's on the block. Low elite player here. He's 22 years old. He's an 82 overall. He's playing for Charlotte right now. Might as well give it a try. We're going to trade the whatever his name is in Coronar, and then we're going to try to give him a 4th. Let's see what they say here. Looks like the trade's going to be accepted. I think that's a heck of a trade for us going forward. Welcome to the team, Spencer Knight. Trade here to get younger. Trying to pull in Leckermacki and Willander. We're trying to get rid of Krause and Kerfoot and 2 guys for the roster spots. We'll see what they say. Trade rejected. Try to add on like a 7. See what they say. Trade's accepted. I like that trade for us as well. Getting younger, definitely getting better. And with all those trades being made, I think now we're going to jump into the trade deadline. See how we do. Allmark, Jones, Matheson, Huberdeau, Kadri, Backlund, Holla, Murphy, Palat, and Kuzmenko are the top of the list this time. We're going to trade away Schmaltz to the Ducks here for a 2nd round pick. Let's see what they say. Trade's accepted. And after that, the trade deadline is passed. We didn't get much done there, but we did make a few trades to make us a few more picks. We're also going to try to trade there at the draft. So let's just send to the end of the season and let's get to the draft. And the Edmonton Oilers are the Stanley Cup champions this year, and the Charlotte Checkers are the Calder Cup champions. Wow, that's actually kind of a surprise. The Edmonton Oilers, the first time a Canadian team has been the Stanley Cup champions, in Gary Bettman history. That's actually crazy. McDavid gets his first cup. Kind of cool to see. And we get screwed. Utah going down from 1-3. Chicago jumping from 5-1. Anaheim staying at 2. Dang, we kind of get screwed there. I should have shut my mouth. I don't think it was guaranteed. Yeah, we jumped from 1-3. I think we still are going to get some good, decent players here. We're going to probably trade up a couple of times, at least once or twice, just to try to get a couple other guys, but we're still going to get something good at 3. Now that we have everything set in stone, let's go ahead and send to the draft. All right. And we're at the NHL entry draft, so let's get right into it. So we're going to try to be getting the 9th overall pick from the New York Rangers in exchange for the Toronto 23rd overall pick, our 65th overall pick, and let's see what they say. That trade is accepted. We'll take that. So at the 3rd overall selection, we're going to pick Cole Yzerman. I can't believe he fell from number 2 to number 3. He's going to be a huge addition to this team. What a pickup. 77 overall, medium elite. Cole Yzerman, guaranteed 5 silver X factors, tape to tape, spin around, ankle breaker, elite edges, and make it snappy. He's going to be a huge addition to this team. So we're going to make a trade here with the Philadelphia Flyers. This is the man I was trying to pick up. The man is 6'7", 217, an absolute beast, and he has wheels with no contest. This man is going to be an absolute machine in the NHL. I need to have him on my team. I'm going to trade away Willander because they want him. Let's see what they say. Trade rejected. Let's throw on the Edmonton 3rd. Let's see what they say. Rejected. All right, I need to have this man on my team. Willander in a second, the 34th overall pick for this guy. 6'7", 217. Let's bring him in. Trades accepted. I like that trade. All right, so we're going to make our pick here at number 9. We have this guy, another defenseman, Parka. He could be a high elite defenseman. He's supposed to have a similar style to PK Subban, 2 years ETA. Let's see what he is. High top 4, 73 overall offensive defenseman. Bunch of X factors, though. He might be a good player for us going into the future. And you know what I just noticed, too, is Gunther's up to a low franchise. So he might actually take off to something even bigger this next year. So we got to see what's going to happen there. This might be a huge season for Gunther. So we're going to make a pick for the Pittsburgh 56th overall pick for our 62nd and the 129th. We'll see what they say. Trades accepted. We're going to trade here with the Seattle Kraken. 72nd overall pick for the 93rd and 96th from the Edmonton Oilers and the Colorado Avalanche. Let's see what they say. Trades accepted. We're going to try to trade back up here with the Anaheim Ducks to the 34th overall pick for a 2nd and a 3rd next year. Let's see what they say. Trade rejected, but it's not far off. Let's try to throw in like a 7th. Trades accepted. And with our pick here at number 33, we're going to pick up this Banandinka guy. He's a gem according to our scouts. Going to be a medium top 4 defenseman. Let's see what he actually is. 68 overall. Our scouts are also saying this guy is going to be a gem, so let's pick him up. Let's see what they say. Another medium top 4 defenseman. So we're going to be loaded here with some medium top 4 defensemen for a while. So here towards the end of the 2nd round, we're going to pick up Emil Vinny. He's going to be a pretty good goalie here. I think one of the better goalies in the draft. We're going to pick him up just because we're very weak in that position. So let's see what he is. Medium elite, 66 overall. Not bad here in the 2nd round. Here, pick 72, we're going to pick up this other goalie. He potentially might be a high elite goalie, Eric Olson. Let's pick him up. High starter, but it was worth a shot. And with our last pick in our first draft ever as the Utah Pioneers, I have one more pin. It's a guaranteed low elite here. He's a gem fire scouts. Let's see what he is. 50 overall low elite Bartley. At least he's worth the trade value. Maybe he might turn into something towards the end of the franchise. Let's see what happens with him. In the 7th round, that's a heck of a pickup. And with that, that's the rest of our picks. So that we're just going to send the rest of the draft. I think overall that was a pretty successful first draft for the Utah Pioneers. We picked up a lot of good pieces. We even traded for a 6'7" defenseman. That's going to be huge for us. I think this team is moving in the right direction. We're a young stud team. We got a lot of guys that need to grow here. We just need to bring in the right guys to support them, bring in the right coaches to lead them. Let's see what we can do here in year 2. So getting into the re-sign phase here, we have Dersey who needs a contract. We got Hayden. We have a couple of big names here that need contracts. So let's go ahead and look at Dersey here. We can qualify him, but he wants a contract. He wants 4.1 for 3 years. It's not terrible. So let's do like 4.3 for 5 years. That wouldn't be a bad contract, especially later on in this rebuild. We'll sign him for that. I like that contract. Barrett Hayden here, he wants a contract. I don't know where he's going to fit on this team long term, so I think I'm just going to give him a 1-year contract, 1.5 million. Actually, you know what? We'll give him what he wants. 2 years, 2.1. Fedotov needs a contract, so we'll just bring him in. Moser wants a contract here, $4 million for 3 years. I don't know if I want to pay him that yet, so let's do 1 year, $2 million on Moser. Actually, we're just gonna qualify you for now, and then we're gonna offer you that 1 year, $2 million. I think just to kind of see what you're gonna keep doing here. We have a lot of guys in the pipeline. Soderstrom, same thing. I like you though. You're gonna be cheap. I wouldn't mind doing doing a 2.5 for 7 years on you. You're gonna be extremely cheap at the end of your contract. Yeah, I'm gonna offer you that up. We're gonna qualify you for the time being. We're gonna qualify you for the time being. All these guys that are about a 78 or whatever. This guy here, Lipskin. Guys we don't need to worry about. Leonard, we'll re-sign you. We're just gonna qualify you. McCartney. We'll qualify you for now. Wait, we're gonna move on from you. You're a little old. Silverberg, we're gonna move on. He had 18 points in 18 games. We're gonna bring him back on a 1 year deal. 1 year, a little bit more than he wants. Yeah, let's bring him back to play in the AHL. 18 points in 18 games. Yeah, bring him back. A medium top 6D. Gonna qualify these guys. Necessarily want to qualify this guy, so we're gonna release him. We're gonna release McDermott. Same with Brown. Same with Gregor. Barkland. Actually, I qualified Barkland. I didn't mean to. We're going to release this guy. We're going to release this guy. Same. We're going to release this guy. I'll qualify you. We'll release you. Release. 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 And I believe that's everyone needs a contract as a skater. Let's look at the goalies real quick. I don't think I'm going to end up giving Koronin another contract. I'm going to qualify both of them for the time being. And yeah, so I believe that's it for all the contracts. Let's see what they say for now. Jersey re-signs. Hayden does not. Moser re-signs. Soderstrom does not. Radulov, he was not. Yeah, so he's probably not going to come back with us. Fedotov comes in. So not bad there. We're at least going to qualify Hayden here, and I'm going to offer him another contract. Same thing. I'm going to offer him about 2.2 here for 2 years. Let's see what he says. Soderstrom, same thing. We're going to qualify, and then I'm going to look and see what he wants again. Let's do 2 years, 2 million, and see what he says. Radulov, I don't think you want to come back. And I believe that was the only ones that said anything. So we advance today, and Barrett Hayden does sign with us. So does Soderstrom. So 2 big signings for us. And I believe that's all we needed to sign. So I think we're just going to sim to free agency. Simming to the re-sign phase. Here's what we're doing. Ryan McGregor, a couple other guys signing their qualifying offers with us. We are into free agency. So let's see who the big guys on the block are. So because we have $47 million in cap space, I think we just go after the big player on the board, just Sam Reinhart. It's not every day you get a 28-year-old Sam Reinhart at 89 overall on the block. So he wants about 9.5 for 1 year. So I'm going to offer him 10 million for 1 year. Actually, you know what? I'm going to offer him even more. I'm going to offer him because he's going to be coming out here to Utah. So we're going to offer him 10.25 for 1 year, and we'll see what he says. I think that's going to be a huge pickup for that first line to play with Michelli and Keller. 25-year-old Yamamoto here. He only wants 1 year, 1.5. Let's see what he says. And we're going to bring in Hawk and Paw here to really teach the young kids. I don't even care how much he wants. We're going to bring him on a 1 year deal, $5 million. I don't even care. I want him to teach our young kids. Dude's a massive guy at 6'6". I think he's going to be a real big influence on this team. We'll see what he says. Because we also need another top line defenseman. I'm going to bring in Noah Hannafin. I know he wants a couple of year deal. I'm only going to bring him in 1 year, $6 million. Actually, 1 year at 5.8. We'll bring him in 1 year at 5.8. Let's see what he says. I think that's going to be a really good contract for him as well. Last guy we're going to bring in here is Daniel Sprong. He's an 84 overall, 27 years old. He wants $3 million for 3 years. I'll give him $3 million 2 years. We'll see what he says. So I forgot to record it, but I made a couple extra signing here for some little minor scoring forward. I had this Mirilla guy, and I had these other 2 up the top. Melski and Bentel. They're both high top 9 forwards, 25 and 22. UFAs now 76 overall and 71 overall. I think there'll be maybe additions to this team later on in the future. So after making those signings, I think we're going to send a few days just to see who signs and who doesn't, and then we'll send to next season. And Hakanpää signs with us. That's a big signing for this team. Daniel Sprong doesn't sign with us, and he goes to Vegas. Yamamoto doesn't sign with us. Banel doesn't sign with us. Man, lots of guys not signing with us on that one. We're going to try to sign Yamamoto again for 1.2 for 1 year. Let's see what he says. Since Sprong decided not to go with us, I'm going to try to go after Warren Fogle. He's right-handed, 28 years old, 84 overall. Bring him in here, 1 year contract. That's what he says. And Sam Reinhart does sign with us. That's a huge signing for this Utah Pioneers team. Sam Reinhart going to be playing with Clayton Keller. Going to be a huge first line signing. Noah Hannafin does it though. Oh, it's a huge miss. I think it's okay though. I'm so glad we got Sam Reinhart. So we're trying to pick up RFA Jake Bean that's unsigned right now. Trying to give up 2 prospects here. We'll see what they say. Trade rejected. Let's try to throw in another prospect here. Try like Bow maybe. Let's see what they say. Rejected. Try like one more of those prospects that they want. Yeah, let's try like throwing in one of this guy here. And let's see what they say. Trade's accepted. I think it's going to be a decent signing for this team. It says he fits our team, so I think it's going to be a good signing for us. So we're going to bring in Jake Bean here. 2 years, $2.5 million. We'll see what he says. Warren Fogle says no, but we can still go try again. We're going to give one more attempt here at Warren Fogle. $2.3 million for 1 year. We'll see what he says. Yamamoto says yes. Jake Bean says yes. And Warren Fogle says yes. So we need one more defenseman here. We're going to bring him the other Sebastian Aho, the defenseman, the 28-year-old. We're going to bring it in 1 year, $1.5 million. We'll see what he says. And I think one of the last signings we're going to make is Max Domi. Bring him back out. He played in Arizona before. We're going to bring him to Utah. We're going to bring him in 1 year, $4.5 million. It says he plays on the 4th line. I would love to bring him in. Just be a guy that's a mentor, a guy that's gritty. Bring him in. Let's see what he says. Max Domi ends up not going with us. He ends up going with Calgary. Let's see if we can sign someone else. We do need a center. Since we missed out on Max Domi, we're going to try to bring in Jonathan Drouin. 1 year, $2 million. Let's see what he says. Sebastian Aho says no as well. Wow, we're going to need another defenseman too here. Since we need another defenseman, we're going to bring in Hayden Fleury. 1 year, 1.125. Let's see what he says. Jonathan Drouin says no as well, man. No one wants to come to this team. Villatella ended up signing his RFA. Let's try 1 year, $2.2 million. Let's see what he says. He should say yes to this. It's a little bit more than what he's asking for. Let's see if he goes for it. And Jonathan Drouin signs with us. We just need Hayden Fleury to sign, and there he is. He signs. So we're just going to sim to next season, and I believe we're ready to start playing year 2. Quick look at the lines here going into year 2. With the huge addition of Sam Reinhart, I believe we have one of the better lines here in the league, with Clayton Keller, Reinhart, and Michelli. Michelli's up here to an 86. Clayton Keller's down to an 85. I believe he'll go back up. It was just a down season for him. I believe that is going to be a killer line in a way to get him back up to his form. He was a 90 overall at the beginning of last year. Logan Cooley up to an 84 here with Fogle and Barrett Hayton. I feel like that's going to be a pretty good line. Yamamoto, Drouin, and Gunther. I feel like Gunther's going to grow. I feel like these two are going to help him. Former skilled guys in the league. I feel like they're going to be good for him. We got Josh Doan. Like he's going to be here for the long haul. We can never get rid of him. Josh Doan. His dad was on the team here, former captain. I feel like we got to keep him around just because of that. And then Jenkins and Carcone. And then on defense, the big addition in Jake Bean and Hakanpää, Dursey, Moser, Lurie, and Soderstrom. And then over the year here, Spencer Knight's an 85 overall. The low elite pickup is definitely a big one there. And Ingram is down to an 80, but Ingram was playing well last year, so hopefully he can back up Spencer Knight there well. And the AHL, same goalie tandem, I believe. And then if we look at the team itself, we have a couple of guys there. The big one is Connor Geekie and Lecker Mackey. The two of them on the first line there, hopefully they're going to grow. Lecker Mackey's already up to a 79, so he might even pop into the NHL this year, but I'm hoping to keep him in the AHL just to grow. We have a couple of guys growing in the system here, and then we have quite a few that are still growing that are not in the system yet. Hopefully they can keep going while they're not even on their entry-level deals yet, and we're going to have a really strong team to grow here into the future. I know it was a rough first season in Utah, but currently we have Clayton Keller wearing the C for the Utah Pioneers, first captain in franchise history, excluding the Arizona franchise and everything. And then we have Sam Reinhart wearing the A and Hakanpää wearing the other A. I feel like Sam Reinhart had some experience in the playoffs. Older guy, veteran, having wearing the A is a big deal. And Hakanpää, another older guy, I feel like he's going to be leading this team, trying to show some guys how to develop. I feel like he's going to be another good, captain to this team. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the content, make sure you hit that bell and subscribe to the channel so you know every time we drop a video. Also, make sure our other channels at SellyHard, at Twitch, Instagram, and X for all our up-to-date content on our other platforms. We'll catch you next time, and peace.